Hi everybody, it's Lisa Joy Young, and today I'm going to show you how to do this pretty and sparkly Belle design. For the base, I decided to use Crinoline Creamy Pearly Pink, and I'm putting that on the back of my sponge so the rounded edges help to blend it out. And I just put a tiny bit of paint on there because I want just a very soft layer of the color. I don't want it to be harsh. I want it to be just a whisper of color. And then to help add a highlights and a glow, I used Crinoline Pearly White, and I put that on the center of my forehead and on my cheekbones. Now it's time for the crown, and to get that really intense metallic sheen, I took Crinoline regular metallic gold, and then I mixed in some Maron gold metallic powder. So if you mix in powder with your paints, it'll give you the most metallic sheen that you can get. I recommend everybody have some metallic powders in their kit. The trick to having your crown look princessy and delicate is to give it a lot of thick to thin lines. You don't want your lines to all be the same width. You want them to go from moderately thick to thin, and put a lot of swirls and curls in there, and that'll give it a prettier, delicate, more princess-like effect. For the roses, I'm using a split cake that I made. It has white, dark burgundy, and pearly pink in it. And as you can see, I'm using a 3/4 inch flat brush, and I'm making upside down U shapes. And the trick to doing roses is to make sure your bottom layers dry before you start on your top layers, because if they don't dry, then all the colors are going to mix and it's going to muddy everything up. So as you can see, I'm kind of going around my face and working at one part at a time. So I'm putting all the bottom layers on first and giving them a chance to dry as I work on other parts of my face. Now I'm going to start on that second layer, which is a U going down, and this creates the bud of the flower. And when you're doing one stroke flowers or roses, make sure to stay on the very tip of your brush, and that'll help give more detail, and it gives you more control. I have other videos that go into more detail about how to do roses. So I believe it's titled Rose Princess. Make sure to check it out, and I go into full detail of how to easily achieve these simple roses. For the surrounding petals of the roses, you're just going to line up your brush with the edge of your bud, and then flick in that the top part of your brush that has the white in. So you want to keep the pink part of your brush stationary and just flick the white part and end with only the white part of your brush touching the skin. That way it kind of drags in that highlight and creates the illusion of the petals overlapping each other. So make sure you pick up the pink part of your brush and drag in the white. I wanted this mask to be super blingy and sparkly and girly, so I'm adding my favorite glitter of all time. It's sugar glitter by Sugar Art, I think is what it's called. And it has big holographic chunky pieces in it. It's awesome. And then to get the crown to look glittery too, I took some gel glitter, and I'm just painting that on with a paintbrush. You can squeeze it on right out of the bottle, but I usually make messes when I do that, so it's easier for me to just paint it on with the paintbrush really quick. But you can use whatever technique you like. As you can see, there's white dots around the crown now. That's body glue, and it needs a chance to dry. So while the body glue is drying, I'm putting little stardust sparkles all over to make it look even more magical. And the tip to doing these correctly is to use very soupy paint and just the tip of your brush. And then to make them look like they're really shining, make sure you go back and put a little dot in the center of each one, and then they look really sparkly and magical. For the finishing touch, I used rhinestones. So I just wet the tip of my finger, and I'm using that to place them in the correct spots. And these rhinestones, Crinoline sells them, and They're nice and clear. They don't sell that middle one, which is not as clear as the little ones, if you can see. But they're not as expensive as Swarovski crystals, but they are nice and sparkly. So I really like them, and I think it adds a lot to the painting. Okay, so that is it. It's a really fast and easy design. I hope that you guys like it and can use it at an event soon. I'm sure little girls will be wanting it with the movie coming out. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and subscribe. And check me out on Facebook. The link to that is below. Thanks, everyone.